My name's Lindsey and I suffer from Ledderhose. It's a condition that forms in your hands and your feet. Some people just get it in the hands, some people get it in the feet. Unfortunately, I've got it in both, and it's lumps and it's pulling my hands in. I'm making this video to make the general public more aware of the condition, because there's not a lot about it anywhere apart from there's on the internet, but in general public, and also for people that are suffering with the same condition, just so they know they're not alone. Ledderhose impacts my life because it's affected both my hands and feet. It's affected my walking. I can no longer walk very far, probably about 12 feet is the most, and in pain. So I use a buggy, and that obviously is affected that I can't cycle, do lots of other things, certain shops I can't go to, and it affects my hands because my hands are bending in and they're very painful. So it affects everyday things, just like washing up, holding a saucepan, even the kettle. Sometimes I get the pains in my hands. So it's affected in all sorts of ways. When I get up out of a chair or bed, if the chair hasn't got any arms, I have to use my fists to get up out of bed. I have to use my fists because my hand's no longer flat. I get pain with pressure, because obviously it presses on the nodules as well. So when I have to use crutches, which occasionally I do, I have to wear special padding so that it doesn't affect, but it hurts my hands anyway, because my hands are constantly in pain. They ache, itch, they get itchy. I'm just constantly rubbing them to help try and ease the pain, really. Since I first got it, it's, 9 years now that I've had it in the hands. The feet did start a little bit later. In the feet, it started at about 49, so 3 years later. Basically, it all just, and since then, it's all just gone and progressed in both. You get nodules on your tendons. You see them, they're not very pronounced, but they obviously become pronounced. And what that does, it's on your tendons and it causes your tendons to contract, making your fingers contract. So it's hardening your tendons and pulling your tendons in, which makes your hands go like this. Some people get really like that. My brother, who has unfortunately got it really bad in his hands. His feet aren't as bad as mine, but his hands are a lot worse. He's had 11 operations on his hands, consequently, because it's got a very high reoccurrence rate. There's no cure. He now only has 7 digits left. He's actually had 3 fingers taken off because he's lost the use of them, and where they're bent, they're just in the way. So the surgeons have actually taken them off. And he's constantly bad. He doesn't know how much longer he can work for, because he does manual work. He's a stonemason. He can use his fingers like that because it's big stonemasonry work he does. But he doesn't know for how much longer he's actually going to be able to cope. I don't look too far forward for the future, because the condition is progressive, particularly when it's hereditary, and there's no cure. So it doesn't matter how many ops you have, there's no guarantee that will work. So obviously I've had the operation on my left foot, and where the operation was is great, but I have another lump come up, a new one. Intending to put this on YouTube to make people more aware of the condition, or if anybody in their family might show signs of it, and also for people that have got it, I can see my progression, how it's affecting my day-to-day life, give them maybe some inspiration, and some facts, hopefully to come up with from professionals that could help people recognise the condition and live with it.